I know I'm almost ready for a fucking naps myself.
They're there.
Watch your quarter. We have quarters on the ground to mark where we're supposed to stand in the camera. And the camera is now set up on a rolled up piece of carpet with a potted plant plastic thing upside down over it. This is what happens when nobody believes in your project. Do you remember who the first person was when you and I were growing up? Who was the first person to die?
Troy.
I wish we said it at the same time.
And he died from heroin, actually.
I cannot
Overdose.
believe that kid. You know what? I just didn't know him at that part of his life. Before, obviously.
Dude, I didn't even know he was doing it. Like, I don't think a lot of people knew that he was even doing it.
Who got him into it? Oh, no, we want to do this. No, don't ask that.
But dude, I don't even know.
We'll bleep that name out, but... Or maybe not even.
Well, you really said his first name.
Man, I couldn't
I have
believe
no
that.
idea, like, what was that? He was in 9th grade?
God, he was in high school, wasn't he?
But dude, like, I think right before, after him, 3 kids in middle school died.
Who?
I have no idea, like, I think I was in 9th or 10th
Oh my
grade
God,
when it
like,
happened.
Every
From a
time-
heroin, like, middle school, like, the fuck? Like, that was even before I started.
I know, we actually have a yearbook. This is crazy, but I don't care how it sounds. We have a yearbook that we marked people who have died
Dude, man.
and their drug overdoses.
Dude, I don't want to see that book, man. Like, that's a horrible book to
I know,
read.
sometimes we take it out and we sit around it and we all look and we update it. We update it, and it's not funny to us. And it's almost like
Dude, things
it
are
started
bad.
when we realized, someone said, hey, wait a minute, there's a lot of people dying from this stuff. And then is when we opened that thing up and started marking them. And
Dude, it's
I don't
bad.
care, maybe it's morbid, but it's what we did.
Dude, there's a lot of people. I can't. Oh, man. I've known so many people that have died from drugs. It's depressing.
This town is hit hard by it. And a lot of towns around here are.
Well,
And it's like the rich white boy's drug, but are you a rich white boy?
not even close. I've had jobs where I made a lot of money, but not the drugs.
Can you tell me in order, just like, really quick, your drug progression scale, like you started with this, moved this,
Alright, so then we have ecstasy, pot. I don't know if mushrooms or acid was which one.
I would
was
say,
first,
I
but
would-
like,
I would-
they were around the same time.
So we'll add mushrooms now.
Yep. Let's see. Cocaine. That was a fun time in life. The late 90s, early 2000s. There was so much cocaine around. It was great. A lot of pills came in then. And then opiates.
Why are people moved from pills to opiates?
Because it's cheaper. It's drastically cheaper. But it's just, I don't know, it just seems like they go hand in hand. I feel like people that are doing pills end up doing dope. Or well, what it is the pills have Percocets in there. And Oxycontins and morphine. And then they gravitate to those, mixed with benzos and Adderall.
Adderall.
Yeah, just like the,
You know what? I've taken an Adderall before, and in my opinion, not abusing it because a lot of people who act the way I act are on Adderall, and my doctor even told me I could get it, and I said I don't want to be on anything. But to take an Adderall, you're like I am focused, and it was like cool,
yeah,
and I could
you
see
get
how
mad
someone could
shit
abuse
done.
that. We're gonna cut this up for the Dolphins, believe me. Believe me. I know it's crazy.
Adderall's fun.
So tell me about. So you don't have a fear of needles.
No, actually I started piercing people when I was about 13 years old. Did that for years. I had some training here and there. Did a lot of reading in medical books at a young age. My mother was a medical assistant going through school, so I had these books.
Qualified.
And I felt like if I knew where things were in people's bodies, then I could avoid them with the needle. So it pierced people. So I knew about
Tongues.
Oh yeah. Webs. Oh yeah, lots of genital piercing. Oh my god, dude.
Did genital piercing ever lead to sex?
No.
Then unprofessional, maybe.
No. Yeah, I think that is unprofessional. Yeah, probably.
So you have no problem putting just another piece of metal into you, but at this time it's giving you.
Oh man. The feeling you get when you shoot up.
Yes.
You know, I've heard people describe it as an orgasm. I wouldn't go that far. It is pretty good. It sends this crazy shiver up your spine, and you feel alive, but muted at the same time. Like whatever you were thinking about, that's out the window. You're on to whatever's in front of you at this point. You're just ready to go. And when you first start doing dope, like you do it and you're down. You know, you're like that in the movie, the heroin addict in the corner that's falling over and whatnot. You get to a point where you do it and you go out to the world and you are 110% for a little while. And then it goes down quickly. Like while you're at a decent high on it, you're Superman. You can do anything. You're on point with everything. And then you try and keep that feeling so you shoot up again. But that's where you kind of fuck up. And then you're that guy in the corner. Kind of sucks. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, good description, that's all I can say. The sun
Yeah,
just
dude, the sun's not our friend today.
let me see your arm.
Yeah, can't really see those because I'm a big guy. I mean, I did a little bit, like there's a little dark spot there. That's a super old spot though. Super old. Because I didn't like doing it there because if I fucked up, it's black and blue.
Oh.
You know, and like
So where was your favorite place?
in the hand.
In the hand.
Yeah,
Look at this. I know. What can we? Does that work?
You see here, here, and here. Main areas. Good spot there. A little in here.
Did you ever get an infection?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment. You can kind of see the dark.
I can see him. But to tell you the truth, though, I don't think I would look at you in a job interview and be like, "Oh, this guy's clearly a heroin addict." I mean, they're
Oh,
not
no,
that
dude,
bad.
No, dude. I've seen people
I saw a guy with a line down his arm and it looked like a tattoo.
Dude, I know people that haven't done anything in almost a decade, and it looks like that Wolverine, like that. Yeah. down there.
So I mean, you're not self-conscious, are you? Yeah.
Well, because like, dude, you can barely know it. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
they look like, I would have said that to you.
yeah.
I could tell the drug addict from a mile away.
Oh, you definitely can't, especially somebody that shot up.
Oh, these guys were on speed and they would come up to us in LA and we're like, dude, you're not drugs, you're like,
Dude,
You
the
know,
people that shoot
like
up
buzzing on the
speed,
mosquito,
dude,
right?
those people are fucking crazy.
did you ever shoot a speed?
Oh, dude, there's a, yeah, dude, that's weird. Because when you shoot up meth, I don't think people like to talk about it, but it gives you this really weird feeling in your asshole. Alright, it just does, dude, like, and I don't think people talk about that, but it's a weird fucking feeling, and it's so weird because you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's not a natural feeling whatsoever. Like, oh, it's bad. But it feels, I don't know, it's a weird feeling, man. Yeah.
Tell me, like, how do your parents come into this? Do your parents ever know anything about what's going on
yes.
bad in your life?
Well, my mother found me, probably 6 or 7 times blue in my room. Overdose.
What do you mean
like,
6 or 7 times? How many times do you think you've overdosed?
Probably close to 10.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, don't you think you're an angel by now, or like a...
Dude,
like,
man, I just,
do you
I
feel
feel like
invincible, or-
no, I don't feel invincible at all. But I feel like I'm here for a purpose at this point. Like, I'm here for something. I don't know what.
Would you say you're a religious guy?
No, I am not.
Okay,
I
okay, cool.
am
No,
not
keep
a
going.
religious person whatsoever. No, but,
I know that about you.
but, I mean, dude, like, if you OT 10 times, yeah, you probably have something you're supposed to do with
Did you
life.
ever, I mean, God, you can't be like, after the first time you OD and that's your wake-up call, it's done, have to stop now.
No. Why? Why would I stop? I still lived. Like that's the kind of the feeling you get though. Like the next day you're like, oh shit, I lived through that. Let's see what else I can do. But I'm sure a lot of people also are the other way, like, shit, dude, I'm so happy to be alive, you know, and now I'm going to change my life. That was not my case. I'm not saying I felt invincible, but it was like, oh shit, let's go. I'm good.
Kickstart my heart.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude, I didn't know that. I mean, a lot of stuff I don't know, but I mean, this is, God, I can't believe that. No further questions, Your Honor. No,
Man, I stumped you.
what is sex on this drug? I think I asked you that once before, but
Well, on dope, it's definitely gonna prolong activities. It's enjoyable.
do you stay hard?
Not 110%. You know, it's, you know, you're probably at like 85, 90.
Okay.
You know, which I mean, I'm sure
Enough to
varies.
still keep
Like
going.
sometimes, you know, it varies obviously. But
We have a hardness scale, ladies.
yeah, but
You know.
So, but no, I mean, you know,
Are there better drugs to have sex on?
well,
Obviously, ecstasy.
well, yeah, I mean, but dude, that can get too intense and kind of freak you out. You know?
Yeah,
Because,
last time I
mean,
thought I was becoming one with.
I mean, dude, if
Gloria.
like, if the person feels like me going like this is me poking you actually in the neck, they're gonna have a problem with actual touching.
Oh, right.
You know, like if they can touch,
Yeah.
if they can feel me from here, that's not gonna work for them.
Yeah. Imagine when you're inside them.
Exactly. Oh, dude. So, yeah. But like on meth, oh man, dude, that's kind of what you want to do.
It's far.
Yeah. I mean, 12, 15 hours. You stop when you run out of food. And you have the energy to keep going.
Sometimes I forget this is recording. We're still.
I know.
Don't worry, I'm paying
I
attention
am
to
going
that.
to get myself in trouble.
But this is so real and so.
Dude, you're getting one hell of a fucking interview. Dude. Like, you're getting us hanging out, bullshitting, talking. Like, you're getting real fucking answers here.
I don't know if I want to hug you or vomit right now because I get squeamish because I can imagine it's so good. Maybe it's your description, but I don't know. Dude, I skinned a deer that my father brings home from hunting, but you talk about things in the, I don't know why I get like this, but so how'd your parents react to any of this?
Personally, I feel like they turned a blind eye for years and years and years and years.
Because they were afraid to approach you?
I don't know if it was that they were afraid to approach me or what it was. Maybe they just didn't have the balls to be like, dude, what the fuck? Or whatever it was. But like, dude, I remember at one point my mother made a joke about how, like, I mean, I was doing a lot of coke at the time, so I always had a runny nose. And my mother made a joke about me only having a cold on the weekends. And like, it hit me, and when I heard it.
Smart? Is your mother, is she hip, or can you pull one over on her?
Sometimes.
Because my mother said to me, I'd be like, jig is up. But,
Yeah.
you know, 'cause
Well, no, dude,
my
I'm
mother's
sure she
very
knew
sharp.
something was up, but, that was kind of, I think that was her way of being like, dude, I know what you're doing.
I know what you're doing,
Yeah.
Junior.
Yeah. But that didn't stop me.
Oh, man. Watch your quarter there, buddy. Wow. So I don't know, what else? Your parents are together?
Well, my father died.
Oh, what?
Yes, my father died. Oh, man, now you're going to put me on the spot here. It was either 2003 or 2005.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
I
it
was
was
one.
bad.
I was
I mean,
one.
it was a bad, like, there's a bunch of years where I don't really remember where shit happened, like 2007. I don't even really remember, like, all those years in there.
Why do you think you can't remember?
Oh, I was having way too much fun.
Do you blame it on one specific drug?
No.
The cocktail of
Life.
what haven't you done?
Ayahuasca. I'm sure that there's pills and like research chemicals that I don't know, but
No,
I've done a bunch of those too.
dude, I consider you like a drug expert. Like I have a couple friends that I'm like, if I ever need to know a question about how to react to something or how a high feels or like any kind of question, I have like a number of people I could call on, and that would just have a knowledge of fine narcotics or whatever, but. No,
Dude, like, I think it's ayahuasca. And like I've ultimately
peyote. Peyote?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Done that a few times. But the active ingredient in ayahuasca I've actually done. That's just DMT, but in ayahuasca you take a ton of it. And you have a shaman bringing you through like an ancient trip, basically. It's like an experience more than just a drug.
Have you? Oh, geez, what was I just gonna fucking ask you? Jeez, I can't believe The experiences are amazing. I know, I don't even have to ask, like, you just, so forthcoming, it's unbelievable. Oh, actually, this, how can you explain, being able to still drink alcohol, but you feel like, you feel like you have, everything is under control, and you're
I don't-
curing yourself, basically,
I don't drink every day.
Right.
I smoke pot.
That's right, you smoke pot.
I do.
And do you think your lifer for pot's like big
Yeah,
freaking
you know what? It's nice, and I've been a medical patient in 2 different states that both qualified my back, my arthritis and whatnot, as a condition that allows me to smoke pot.
Mine's anxiety, sleeplessness, and
Yeah, dude, it helps all that other stuff too. But here in Connecticut, they're assholes. And they don't see that.
And we love Connecticut, though.
Fucking Connecticut.
We love their spirit.
Yeah, fucking Connecticut. You know, I smoke that, and I don't have to take anything for my back. I don't.
And they're gonna give you, what are they gonna give you? They're gonna give you some other pill to get addicted to.
Yes.
What are they gonna give you for your back? You go to your doctor, honestly, you go to your doctor and say, dude, my back hurts, yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
What is he
I'm
gonna do?
gonna get Percocets, Vicodin, something of that nature.
Now, can he look up your history somehow and see that you've ever abused drugs in the past?
If I've been to that doctor in the past and I told him specifically that, hey, I have a problem with opiates, but I can go to some other doctor and just be like, hey, I fucked up my back, here are my x-rays, help me out.
Because you have a legitimate problem with
Yeah,
your
well,
back.
I do, but you know, like, you don't have, like, people fuck with this system.
I feel fine.
I'm good. I mean, I smoke almost every day. I don't have any problems. I'd much rather smoke a pipe or a joint than be popping 8 Percocets a day or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't even like taking Tylenol.
I don't either. Dude, you know me, I don't eat out of a fucking microwave.
Oh, dude, I don't even own a microwave. But that's because I lived in California where there's those fucking...
Toaster ovens?
No, I have a toaster oven, but those guys,
The people that don't.
the roaches, they
Oh,
love
yeah.
the microwave.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, nobody
Because
in Los
it's
Angeles has a
warm.
fucking microwave.
It's because the roaches love them.
Yo, I think microwaves are gross.
Dude, I don't even know one. I'm not allowed to have one. The wife won't let me have one.
Okay. So you are married.
Yes. Yeah. Happily married. 3 kids. Stepkids. They're mine. Like, I take care of them. Father's a piece of shit.
Do you guys go to Dairy Queen or?
Once in a while, I don't know. I'm white, they're Mexican. We don't get along. Stepkids, no step parent and kids really ultimately get along.
Right. Are you the evil stepfather?
I am.
Yeah,
I'm definitely the evil stepfather. And yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what a trick to the words.
I'm the evil white guy, actually, in my house. So you could still, do you think you could go to a rave and do ecstasy? Could I?
Yeah. If I rented a bus and I said, all you gotta do is fucking pick up in front of your house, and we went to Brooklyn and went to a rave and then came back, and would you do ecstasy and be like, yep, that's the night I did ecstasy?
Probably.
Okay. Like, are you a responsible drug user? You know, some people will be like,
Dude, you know what?
oh, look,
Friday,
I bought
dude,
coke, and then their month is ruined.
No, dude, like, if you showed up at my house on a Friday and were like, dude, we're going to this party and I got a bag of pills. Alright. Am I going to be able to go to work on Monday? Yeah, I'll have you home Saturday afternoon. Alright, fuck it. And I'd go.
Yeah.
As long as I got to work on time and I was able to work because I work in a machine shop. I don't want to lose a finger.
Right.
But
And
yeah, I'm okay.
uh,
Dude, that might sound messed up, but
no, because well, there's just some people, and you can tell like if you go out to someone comes out to karaoke with me and they drink themselves into a drunken stupor on a Tuesday night, it's like this guy cannot just have one beer. And some people have that addictive personality, and then some people
I
can
can't
pick
have
and
just
choose.
one beer. I can't just have one beer. I'm thirsty. I like to drink beer. I do. I don't drink it every day, but I don't think I'm an alcoholic for that though. I probably am in like the terms of AA. But AA is of coal, so we'll leave them out of this.
Yeah.
I don't want to anger those people, dude. They'll show up in fucking buses and shit, dude.
Yeah, I've had a couple of friends who just aren't religious and they just want to still go there, but they want to ignore the religion part and, or whatever.
Yeah. It bothers me. It helps a lot of people, don't get me wrong, it does. And if you can do what they want you to do and go and be like, I'm sorry that I ruined your life, and
Oh, because you have to apologize, right?
yeah, you have to apologize to a bunch of people and shit. But you know what? I didn't apologize for the things I did. I'm still alive.
What kind of religion do you have with your parents now?
Oh, dude, I see my mother every couple days.
Okay.
I go to her house. I have keys to it.
So you
I
guys
take care of her cat when she goes away.
I mean, I know kids that rob their parents blind, and I mean, it seems like if this happened, like my parents were younger, the father would lock the door and be like, "Get out of here, never again." And now it seems like the parents are like, "Oh my God, is he sad? What should we give him money?"
Oh, dude, like.
And it's like, we gave him a BMW. And I'm like, well, that's the first problem.
Yeah, dude.
Not that I have, that's not your story.
No,
But it's
I see where you're like.
there's a lot of kids now
I really
that,
feel like parents need to go back like 30 years and be like, what did those people do? Because you know what, there was a decent generation at some point. What did those parents do to make life?
it was our parents who were the
Yeah.
generation. That's what it was our grandparents.
Yeah, like our
Yeah, it was
our
our grandparents.
grandparents were good people. Like
Yeah.
they went to work every day.
Raised by immigrants.
They did everything they were supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just generally good people.
Yep.
Why can't we go back to that? Like everybody now is, dude, they're just assholes.
There's so many, I mean, you look at so many towns that are considered rich, wealthy towns, and the amount of the crave that is in this
Yeah.
town, and you're going, okay, so you can't blame it on poverty. You can't, I mean, are parents ignoring them? Is it just such a good drug? We don't give a F, let's just do it. I mean, high societies and
I don't
rich
know.
young
I
kids.
don't understand that because if they see and like the education that you get, you remember DARE.
Yep.
What did DARE actually teach you?
About drugs.
How much fun they were. It did.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, so if I eat this little piece of paper or that mushroom, I'm gonna see things.
Yeah, I know. They gave us an animated drawing. They basically showed us Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Yeah.
And like, don't do this. I'm like, don't do that?
Like,
Wait a minute. I know.
you know, like I think education could be done right. I think they're doing it too early, so they have to dress it up.
No, see, I went later. I went to Catholic school. I had DARE in 6th grade.
See, I think it would be better if it was a year or two later, like
Yeah.
maybe 6th or
Looks like
7th
I caught
grade.
it. See that? I got the DARE on time. You got it too
Yeah,
early.
okay. Yeah, okay.
That's terrible.
But no, like being a little older, like I think you would understand things better. Because when you're in 5th grade, how old are you? What are you, 10, 11?
Yeah.
I don't even know, but
I know. You don't even want to bang girls at that point. You're not even trying to...
yeah, but I mean, it's not. You don't even know about